Hello there everyone, this is SoulSaver17 here, and let me get first like usual, I do not own this picture, and this is not a paid video. Alright, okay, so, I'm gonna try to make this video not 30 minutes long, like, the regular 50 minutes, basically. This is another belt what if, and I'm gonna be making a couple of Tanjiro ones. What the? For some reason, I heard a whistle. I hear weird things sometimes. Just a little weird thing about me. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to making a Tanjiro after this, and some stuff happened, so I couldn't make it right away at 6. So it's like 6:47. But yeah, if I'm not, then I'll make the next video of not the demon, of when Naruto was in high school DxD. I'll make that tonight or tomorrow. Alright? So yeah. I do hope you all, though, will like this one. I'm doing it sort of like a Grim Reaper sort of way. Where, Bells, even though, everything to canon, Bell is still the son of Zeus. Grandson of Zeus, basically. But, no one knew that. But basically, what Zeus did not, Zeus knew who, he was being married to, and that bloodline went to his family, to Belle's, parent, and then to him, because, grandfather. So, yeah. And you'll find out, but yeah, also this is a what if Belle was betrayed? And it's only gonna be by one person. His goddess, Hestia. So everything's gonna be happening a year later. So everything that happened between from the beginning of the anime, where the Minotaur's about to kill him, and the Sword Princess Aiza, and okay, Eyes, Eyes, I'm just gonna say her name, just Eyes, basically, saved him. He fell in love with her, but yeah, I'm not gonna explain much now, but let's just say during that time, Hestia found a new person. Someone that's, because this is her personality. This is a what if. Okay? She cares about Belle the same way. But she wants to be, she wants the guild to grow stronger, have more people, and she just wants some money, but not just have some money. And Belle's gonna be in with a whole different goddess. I'm making up a new one. I'm making up a goddess in this one, and he's gonna be with that one, and he's gonna be the strongest of he won't need the leveling the leveling system that they have. It will not count, it will count him. It'll be like a stat when he gets red. It'd be so high for a level 1. But that's because he hasn't reached his to go to level 2 yet. Until he gets back there, he basically it'll be level 1. When he gets red, and all the stats will go up, and he'll have all these skills. But then level 2, it's when it's in the same way in canon. But it's gonna be more like when he saves Lily. He gets a level 2. And then he'll go to level 3 then too. I'm gonna make him rise up real quick. So yeah. Sorry about that, but anyways, yeah, so Hestia is basically gonna be the one betraying him, his trust, because she says she'll never abandon him. And, she'll never replace him. And so she is, though. So yeah. And we're gonna go from canon, where he runs over to the guild, and he gets changed and asks about Eyes, and that's it. we're gonna go there. And that's, like when he's on the way back to, Hestia, his goddess. So, yeah. Also, Freya is gonna, gonna see him leave, and she's gonna be like, she knows what happened. She'll be like mad at Hestia, and she's about to have someone. No. She won't have anyone go to the guild, from her guild to go get him. She'll go personally to him, and just chat with him and try to get him to stay in the city. But the god who fell before everyone else to the mortal world, to be with, help them out. That very first god is gonna be there. I don't even remember his name, and I can't really. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys, you guys remember, but I'm just gonna call him Old Man. Basically, the Old Man, the old wise first god, fall. And anyways, let's get into this. What if? This is what if Belle was betrayed, and I really do sorry about it. Sorry about the whole entire explanation. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. So, as Belle is running back to, the church where Hestia is, he wants to tell her, what happened, everything about. He even met somebody. Well, not somebody to, fall he fell in love with, but he just wants to get stronger now. So he fell in love with her strength and because of her beauty, basically, from in canon. So when he gets back there, he goes, Hestia, I'm back. And because he heard Hestia talking, she had the door open to the basement. So so he hears her talking to somebody, as it is a new adventurer who is basically has not white hair, but blonde hair, blue eyes, no, blonde hair, green eyes. And he's just he's wearing just some rare clothing because he's just a new one, and no one would take him because his level. I mean, he was average, but they had not enough room, but Hestia had plenty, so she took him in, and she says, "All right, I'm Hestia, I am the goddess, and you'll be here with me." And so he's like, "Huh, not a bad place." He sees some stuff that ain't for a goddess to have, and basically it's for an adventurer. He goes, "Is there another adventurer here?" She goes, "Yes." He goes, "What's his name?" He goes Bell. I cannot remember his last name. Give me a minute. Chronal. Bell Chronal. And so he goes "Oh yeah, I heard of him. Heard about the guild. I mean, he's a pretty nice guy. I mean, I heard that he's kind of weak, but I mean, he keeps on trying his best. I heard he's doing that. I mean, some people talk about that. They say that's admirable for him." And Hestia knows this. She goes, "Yeah, but his leveling's not that great. He keeps on he's not moving as fast as he should be. I mean, he's just starting out. It's not that long, but it's just not the way I want it to go." And he asks, "What do you mean?" She starts explaining about how it is, how everyone treats her and that. She wants to get respect to people, so she wants to get her guild strong and powerful. But with Belle, it's that dream kind of isn't coming true, and her she looks sad, and this guy can tell she's in love with him basically, but love, even though she loves him, basically, in canon, she is, she likes him a lot, basically love him. She wants to fulfill her dream more. He goes, "I understand. I mean, so let me guess, you're gonna ditch him?" She just says, "Unfortunately, yes. I mean, I can already tell you're strong. Really strong. For level 1, your stats already should be of a stronger than Belle's and most level 1 people." And he just says, "Probably due to my family. But, I mean, I feel bad for the guy now. As she just says, yeah. But Belle hears this, and he remembers when he asked like Hestia never to like let him go, because he don't know what he'll do, and that's what happened. Like she's letting him. She's gonna let him go, but he's about to like confront and ask her about that. But next year he says, "So, are you?" I just want to ask you, are you really letting him go because of me? She just says, "No, it's not because of that. It's because, mm, it's because one, he's weak, and two, he's. I don't want him to die, but I don't want him to be a part of this guild anymore because of his, because how hard he is having a hard time leveling." So the guy says again, understandable, but he may be pissed off at you, so you're willing to take that, and she is. She says she just wants him to be alive and all, but she wants to get strong. So Belle is angry at her, but he has mixed feelings. He's just angry and like, hold on, something's happening. Okay, it wasn't nothing, but yeah. So he can understand. I mean, normally level ones aren't supposed to be this weak. He thinks because Belle is making Belle like really weak, and it's harder for him to take on just to get to like level like the fourth floor, the fourth or third floor. It's harder for him, even though with everything he's been doing, it's like his leveling has been very very insignificant. So yeah. But don't worry, people. I'm making him, I'm making him where his actual like power will awaken. It just boosts up his like freaking physical abilities a lot, and it doesn't matter if it's stats. He did not let his abilities of his blood and clan basically will be like. It doesn't matter if we're like adventurers. The stats don't matter. That's how it will be. So yeah. So he denied it would basically work and deny the system of the stats and the normal what gods do. While Freya, is basically is watching this as she sees Belle like hearing Hestia saying this, she's just like she is literally just like feeling like how when people like are worried they'll like, hold like their shirt or something and or like put their hand to their chest or something. That's what she's doing. And this one, Freya is gonna be like talking to Belle, so she won't be like watching him. She'll be like talking to him and just like become friends with him. So yeah. So Belle leaves because Hestia says, "Oh, he should be back in like a little bit. I don't know when." Because he went down to the fourth floor. It was hard for him at first. He's been getting it a lot more easier, so yeah, that was like the thing why he was gonna like tell her and all, but like he decides to leave. Freya does go to the guild and tell them that Belle may leave. His guild handler. What's her name? Okay, I cannot. Trying to find it. No, I know I wrote them down. Okay. Erina? Yeah, she tells Erina the situation because Bella is, walking away from, walking to the gates, to leave. And he has to go to past the dungeon area where adventurers come out. And past the guild. He wasn't gonna sleep. He's just gonna be gone. So, Erina and Freya just walk to in the direction where Hestia is, and what happens is he gets like to like the area with the fountain and all, and that's when like they found him, just walking like he had just like the what he has on in canon. He'll get this from the pub, the mama of that place. the pub owner, she'll like give him that. And so when they'll like meet him, they say Belle. Well, Erina says it, and Belle just has this look of like he's hurt but understanding look on his face. And Freya's there, and he knows like he was technically being watched a little bit at times, like that happened. So he feels those Freya's eyes on him, and he just says, "Oh, so you're the one who's been watching me." And she goes, "Yes, I've noticed how your potential is, and she can see the potential in all, so she sees his potential. It's just different now. It's way more than it once was. It was bright, but now it's like she's having a hard time just looking at it. She has to like squint, and he goes, "What's wrong?" And she can use her magic to see it, but it's like it's one that doesn't require to. Her one of her godly abilities is always automatic, when she wants to or not. But it's like she learned how to turn it off. So basically, she kind of turns off. She goes, "Oh, it's just one of my abilities." He goes, he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, like, "I'm allowed to see the potential of somebody." And Erina's like, "Really?" He goes, to Freya. She goes, "Yes." And it seems like your potential increased. And he goes, "What do you mean?" Your potential looked like there was endless, and now it just seems like a void. I see everything like really brightly, but it was like it's like outside your body now. Your potential is supposed to stay in your body, but yours is just seeping out of you. Basically, it's like a flame, a light of a flame. He goes, "Okay." He's kind of weirded out by this. So next, though, the Isa, oh God, my brain. Okay, Ice and her friends, freaking yeah, Loga, the wolf. He was talking, and then he sees Belle. He notices Freya and Erina, but he just says, "Hey, look! It's the guy who ran away from the Minotaur covered in blood." And Belle just ignores him, and Freya just sees that. And Belle just thinking to himself, goes like, "I really want to punch this guy in the face, but I'm too weak. But I really want to punch him." That's all he's thinking. Like, he just ignore him. Just ignore him. And, I was just like, what, like, about, like, going up to him. And, and then Loga just says, like, "Eyes, why are you going up to him? He's a weakling. He ran away from a Minotaur. Come on. Like, you don't have to talk to him." But, she's not even listening. So he gets a little bit pissed. So he just, she was walking slowly. He just walks, she was just walking normally. As he just walks faster to him, he goes, like, he goes, like, "So, why is she, like, coming near you? You're just a weakling of a little runt." As Freya can't do nothing, and Erina's about to say something. And Belle just says, "So what if I'm weak? Dog breath." And that, like, Erina knew Belle, he's supposed to be kind. And Freya's been watching, she can already tell. And, Aisha just stops. She's, like, just looking at him like, "What?" And Logan just gets pissed, and he's just about to use it. Like, he says, "What do you call me? I'm a level 5. You're level 1, right? What can you do to me?" He was like, "I don't know, but honestly, I'm kind of in a bad mood. So yeah, get out of my way. No, actually, get away from me and get out of my face." And he just says, "Are you threatening me?" Logan just says that. He goes, "I don't know. But who cares, right?" "I'm weak. I can't level up fast enough. I'm pathetic. Everyone worries about me. My grandfather did. Until he died. Same thing with my parents. I was 5 when they died. And I have no idea why, they were worried about me. Neither do I know about my grandfather. And it wasn't because he never told me I was weak. I mean, he was always blunt, but he never said I was weak. He just told me be careful with my emotions. Be careful with letting go. And I didn't understand what he meant. And he always told me to follow the wind. And Loga just says, what is that? When he was like, I don't know. And then Bell, just like about to turn away, and then he grabs him. And, Loga just grabs on his shoulder. And he says, I'm not done with you. And he goes, what? You give me you're just gonna punch me? He goes like, yeah. And then he just, throws his like fist back. And he goes, how about this? And Bell, he just standing there. He started to see everything in slow motion. And then next all of a sudden, he dodges it, and then all of a sudden, he just punches Logan in the stomach and sends him flying. Like, I don't mean like flying a few feet. I mean, I'm making him just sending him flying into they were near the pit with the dungeon opening. It's like a pillar that goes up. Basically, okay, I'm gonna turn this off because I don't want to hear my parents talk, and it's gonna be a lot. So yeah. Okay, I apologize about that. Just family talking, and also it was just about my freaking dad made a stool back in 1972. 1972. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. Okay, what I was saying, yeah. Okay, so basically, they just see Logan get sent flying, and it's like, for when he wants to go, that just basically go flying, they could see him, Bell, move really quickly, and what everyone just saw, they just saw a stream of red, of his eyes, just basically, they see, how, his eyes weren't glowing, basically, if you can, from anime, basically, they can see, eye, look at the eyes, basically, there's, a stream of red light coming off it. Basically, that's what they see. And Bella just punches him, send him flying, and boom, he's just in the pillars, knocked out, not even dead. And it's not even that high off the ground. It's he went up a little bit. Where the entrance was is pretty high up, I believe. So he he just has him in the corner of it, the entranceway, where the entrance is open and everything. So yeah, and everyone just looks at Belle, even Eyes, and Eyes, basically the Sword Princess. She's wondering what the if he had that strength. He goes, and Belle was just not even had a look of not even caring. For some reason though, he really just doesn't care. He goes and he's just laughing a little to himself about that. He goes huh. I wonder how I did that if I'm the weakest. I'll find out. And Freya and Erina is just shocked, including all of the Loki Guild members that are with basically with the Sword Princess Eyes, I'm just gonna say Valentine, whatever. Valentine, whatever, forget. But yeah, they're about to ask him, how did he do that? What sort of magic did you use? How did you build level 1? Because they know he's just been there for a couple of days, a week or so. It's been a week or so, and yeah. And he really is he was the worst, but he did go into it during the dungeon at night, and he was leveling up really quick. Well, he was leveling up enough. That was it. He kept increasing his stats, and they were going slowly but surely. But yeah, and Freya, she just smiles. He goes, "Well, it looks like your potential that's seeping out of you made you physically stronger." And he goes, and Bella just looks and he goes "Yeah, thanks. Thanks for telling me that. Anyways, I'm gonna get going." And Aaron just asked, what do you mean? And he just says, "Oh, I'm leaving the city. I'm I'm gonna be gone for a while, a year, maybe, maybe a year. I do some training, or find some better weapons and stuff, and just come back here. I don't know when. And I don't really care. But Aaron says like if you leave a year, your license will be suspended. Like suspended and stuff. And Hestia will say you're not a part of the guild no more. And Freya just says, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'll take care of it." As he goes, "Well, I'm joining your guild." She goes, "No, I'll just. It's just something I'll have to talk to the first god that ever left the godly realm to come here. I'll talk to him about it." And so, but they don't know he's been watching this. He can tell what Belle. He can see Belle's He knows what Belle that strength was. He knows that very well. As he says, "So, the Deathbringers are still around. They're still around, and it's just him now." Interesting. As he has a smile on his face, and he just says, "A year. Let's see what will happen." And basically, he just makes a decree and sends it to the guild. Basically, Belle's licensing would never be as in he does use a magic spell to make Belle's stats stay on his back, even if Hestia gets rid of him. And so even the guild his license to be a part of the guild will stand. So yeah. So Belle, says goodbye to Arena, and he says to Freya when he returns, "Let's grab some lunch or something. I don't know. Just I have a lot of questions for you." And he just leaves. Eyes is about to say something, and she doesn't know why. She's about to say, "Stop, don't go," and she doesn't know why. So yeah. Belle leaves. He goes to the pub, and he says goodbye to Rhea, Sarah, Syr, Sarah, and let me see, and Mia. He says goodbye to them. And Mia, who's the pub owner, asks where he's going. He says, "Oh, my goddess was gonna, abandon me, basically kick me out of the guild, of her, her grace or whatever, and just leave me. And I now have to try to find a new one. It probably would take forever, but so I'm leaving the city, and I'm gonna get stronger. I'm gonna be gone for a year." And Rhea and Sarah is shocked by this. So she asks Rhea to go get him a cloak, which is this one, and I think that's just dirt on it, but so yeah, so he gets rid of his jacket, and he just has the basic clothing he has on him right now. I mean, she does say since you're gonna be out there in the world, you're gonna need some weapons and some stuff. So she just gives him the clothing he has on. I think that's a red shirt with the armor pieces. I think that's armor piece right over there. So yeah, she gives him that plus this, and he says thank you to her. He doesn't know how much he can repay her. She just says just come back alive, and tell us the story. So yeah, so he hugs her. Well, yeah, he said he wants to give her a handshake saying thank you, but she hugs him, along with Rhea and Freya. I mean Sarah. They hug him, and he says his goodbyes. And this happens basically in a span of 15 minutes. 15 minutes he after he leaves 5 minutes 10 minutes later he talks to to Freya and everything. A few minutes later after that all happens he leaves it was 15, and then he gets over there a minute later. 2 minutes later, it's 6:17, and then he leaves. He just walks, and I'm gonna say there's a lot of opening, because there's a lot of greenery out there, and he's just walking, so basically what happens. Hestia doesn't know where Belle is. She kind of freaks out, but not really. She's freaking out because, well, she thinks he died. She can still sense him, but it's weird. She doesn't know where he is. He's very far away. So she kind of like walked over to the dungeon area where the dungeon is, and she can't feel him. Like, she says he's even farther away. Until all of a sudden, like, he's just gone. Like, she doesn't sense him no more. She thinks he's dead. No, Freya made talk to the old man, the one who left the realm of the gods. She basically asked for Belle to, has his license as as an adventurer, and to basically still keep his stats on his back and everything else. He just smiles and laughs. He says, "I know it all. I have seen it. What happened to him, just like you." And she goes, "Okay, that's interesting." And because she's kind of freaking out, but because of the smile, he was like, "To think they were still out there." She goes, "What do you mean?" He goes like, "Call a council meeting from all the gods besides Hestia. This boy is way more powerful than we could ever imagine. Well, actually, what you all could imagine. Me and Zeus have seen his, well, his clan before. But Zeus is not around, so I have." So basically, like 15 minutes, like all the gods are there. He's there. Like the old man, the one who like watches everything, and they have to ask him for permission to use their powers. And he just like the one who basically did. So one of the gods, one of the male gods asks, he goes like, "Why are we here?" He goes like, "I need to tell you all something." And also, there is one god who technically is still up in the realm of the gods. It's just like she's which is my basically, I'm creating her, I'm making her up. She is like a god of wealth and fighting. She likes to fight, but she's also very good at making business and getting money and all that. Wealth. Getting wealth and power with money. But she doesn't. She does do it, but she doesn't. She does it to like help people. That was it. So yeah. Let's just say, Elena. Yeah, Elena. Elena sounds nice. So yeah, the goddess Elena. The one I don't know if that's a real one. I don't know if that's a real god. If so, then oh my god, how did I freaking made? I just saw I made that up. I did not know. But yeah, just as something I just created though. I thought. But there's already a god named Ellen. There's a second one. But yeah. So, she's still up there, and he just says, a boy named Bell Crawlin left the city. He'll be gone for a year, and when he does come back, he'll be way more powerful than anyone can ever imagine. The system that we have, the love, the stats and all, it'll apply to him, and then it won't. As Freya's confused along with every other god, as he goes into detail about how this clan was made, how a clan was made of a human who basically slain a god that betrayed his trust, that betrayed him. And this god was an evil one. And when this man killed the god, he took his weapon, a scythe. And no, it's not Hades, everyone. It's a god who basically had a lot of like arsenal, and a scythe was just there, a divine scythe basically, and he slew him with it. But the scythe took on the properties of the human, his personality, his traits. And so when he made a clan, it was a clan to fight monsters, humans, and gods, if necessary. There are consequences to killing a god, but not one of evil, as the old man says. And this boy, and this boy has the blood of a Deathbringer. That was the clan's name, Deathbringers. So Freya remembers reading a book about that. Like some gods, no, Athena. I think Athena's there. So she basically gasped at it because they've been gone for so long. There was only little records of them. They were like there was no god guiding them, but yet they went into the dungeon. They helped people out. They slew monsters, and they found out some gods were doing bad, were being evil. Like they became like evil gods, and they took them out. But she said, but they've been gone for so long. How could one be around? He goes, as you know, the old man just says, I don't know, but if that boy comes back with a scythe, then we know for sure he is a Deathbringer, one that can slay a god. But he has a kind heart. He does not want anyone to die by his hands, only if necessary. So he'll be, how can I say, excused of anything that comes to humans and killing. As Freya's even more interested in him, not in a love way, just like, wants to study him, like understand him more now and everything. So yeah. So let's, while that all happened, Bel's been walking. He's just been letting the wind guide him. And we're gonna say it's been a month since he left. And he gets into a town where there's a festival. And they say it's the day of when someone's trying to pull out a weapon from the great like tomb. And this tomb is like where a weapon is in a stone. And now it's not like the Excalibur, I don't own that, legend or anything else, but it's not Excalibur. I'm just taking the idea. I mean, like, it's encased, like full on encased into a stone, like how the sword. If you're like thinking of like Excalibur sword was in the stone, this thing is like the whole entire frame of it, the weapon itself. The only thing it's not in is like like that little handle. Like no, like there's like a little like it has like an indent of like it really isn't. So I mean by the whole entire weapon and then like the handle, like the blade and the handle is just like in the stone. Like it was like something like pushed it into it, and like everyone can see. And he asked, "What do you mean the celebration?" He goes like, "Well, and this is like a villager of this, like just the same age as him." He goes like, "Well, for some reason, we don't know who put it there, but it's been a tradition to try to pull it out, and whoever pulls it out will be not a hero of the village, but will be the one to be able to keep it and to basically." It's hard to explain. She says though. Basically, he can keep it and then he can get whatever he wants from like something like a certain place, like the armory for free, including another weapon. And plus, we do have a dungeon here. She says, and he'll have to go into the dungeon to get something. As so, Belle's intrigued by this, so he goes. And this girl starts to explain more about the dungeon, how it's right in front of the weapon. No, it's right behind where the weapon is. And this stone's like really tall and and big. So yeah, she explained it like that, like how it's like in front of it and how it has never been opened. And it only says the one who pulls out the weapon is the one who has to go in. And and that's when you get to take any item and another weapon with you from the armory. As Belle understands this, he does ask, could it be like any high grade or better, armory? She goes, no, it can be. I mean, we don't really have that good, but it's the best we got. She says, and he goes, all right. So when they get there, there's like a whole bunch of people, like 50 people just try to pull out this one thing, and it's a scythe. The handle is black, and and the blade just, it looks so thin, and yet to Belle, it looks thin, but yet it looks so sharp, and like there's like the beam of sun just makes it gleam, as for some reason he feels like he needs it, not because of, you know, he'll be able to keep it and he wants it. No, like he literally needs it. Like he has that feeling like he's gonna need to take it. So, but since he was like the last person, he's 51, and that's all they could take. So as a whole bunch of people try to pull it out every way they can think of, and like even one person bragged about how they're gonna take it and go into that dungeon and get whatever loot or treasure that it has and bring it back and keep it for himself and bring like the most beautiful woman with him from this village. Hey, so yeah. So what happens is he goes up there. He just loves it. This is gonna be too easy because he's like really. He's basically that like just that one character that's really strong and buff and thinks, oh, he can do it easily. As he tries to pull it out, as it doesn't even work. He struggles, and and Belle's the last one. He's the second to last. So he basically tries until someone says that's enough. Let him try, and he just says, "This weakling, he won't be able to. He won't even make it even budge if I can't do it." As when Belle goes up, he basically just like puts that they're able to get like a good grasp of where it is, because for some reason there's like I forgot to mention there was like a hole to actually grab it. As Belle, puts his hand where a hole is, as then he just starts pulling, and at first it doesn't look like it's coming out, and he just like tugged on a little, as though it doesn't look like anything happened. So to Belle, he heard like it moved. He goes, does this mean? As then the guy says, even he couldn't, as Belle just yanks it out. As when he does, he rips it out with all his force, with all his might, and then all of a sudden, because of it, the like the rock it was in, just all of a sudden just blows up. Like basically, it just blows up by breaking apart, and Belle's just like he's not even. His eyes are just widened, as everyone's in shock by this. As the guy just says, "No way, that runs," but as like he looks at the gate. He's looking straight at the gate, as then there's a glow of a light, and he just says like to the manager of this event, he goes, "Give me armor and a second weapon, now." And he says, basically, the shop, like basically the armory and the weaponsmith is there, the blacksmith who makes his weapons. So the armory guy is just there, and he basically explained it. He goes like, "Oh, sorry about that." Then he goes like, "No problem, no, it's not your fault. You just saw it and you want to go." And he goes like, "Yeah." So basically, he picks out, let's say, a metal plate. No. I want to make it like Belle's like gonna go in, or just like some like a new like jacket or such that's able to protect him. And it's like black and it's long with a hood. And he says, "This is my finest armor. I made it so that way it can handle like almost anything, but there is one drawback." He goes, "What?" He goes, "The materials to increase it, it's hard to find around here, so sorry, man." He says, "It's no problem." He takes it. And then with the weapon, he has he always used daggers. So the dagger he had, he basically left. He just threw it away, and he just left it with Freya. I forgot to mention that. Like, no. He basically, when he left, he basically like put it somewhere, so that when he comes back, he can like have it, and like people who know him will just like remember it. So yeah, as he takes a dagger, this dagger looks like, it looks like his one he gets from Hestia, because of her friend, um, Hephaestus, but it's totally different. It's black, but it's more of a curved. Instead of straight, it's curved, and there's like a hole for your. There's like basically a hole where you can just turn it. And this man, the blacksmith explains that he wanted to create a dagger that where you can basically have it like you can just spin it around on your finger, but then he also said there's a little secret to it too. He was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, if you spin it fast enough, as he just like he has Bella does it, and then all of a sudden the blade starts to change, like the handle starts to change, and then where there's a double blade, like it's double sided, like the blade just there. It looks like there's another blade there. It's when he like holding it. As he looks, and he says, "Now throw it real quick." As when he throws it, like basically he had to like go like put it in one hand and just throw it, basically like that. And it's when he does it. There's like a branch nearby as it cuts right through, and then when it comes back, the other blade's gone though, and he just catches it, and it's like a regular dagger again. He was like, "What the?" He was like, "A little bit of magic I have. It's to alter the blades any way I want it to." So I thought it would be a lot more better to have it like that, just in case, because I usually saw some people swing their blades around, and then it was just like, why not make it grow a second end to it, as the handle like they grow bigger. Like it was like the whole entire blade was all one, basically. So he says thanks to him. He goes, "Now just go in there and go through it." So what happens is Bell, he basically when he gets up there, the door opens up and the guy's saying if he doesn't come back, it was a waste of time to for that weapon to choose him. Like he's just really just angry at it. So yeah, Bell goes in. He just starts walking. The door's closed. And he just walks it down. And right away there's like fire, like little like lanterns of fire. Not blue, green fire. As he's just saying, weird. So he goes in there, and all of a sudden, like, he sees multiple monsters, skeletons, spiders, a wolf. And he goes, "What the?" As the wolf, does come up to him and says, "Welcome to your." He says, "Welcome to the fun." Well, fun for us, not for you. It seems you pulled out that scythe out of the stone. He goes, "Yeah, so why are you talking to me?" He goes like, "Oh, allow me to introduce myself." As like the wolf. As then, he basically, this person is changed into, well, the wolf changes into a human. Because I am, well, a werewolf. It's been many years since we last have a Deathbringer here. And he goes, "Wait, what?" As the skeletons, start to talk, he says, "Yeah." So, basically, we're here to tell you about your story. He goes, "Wait, what?" Because, allow us to explain. As basically, they tell him what the Deathbringers are and what they can do. And, like, certain abilities to certain Deathbringers. One could command the dead, while another one could, can summon out. Well, by command the dead, I mean like basically necromancy. So, as another one can use fire to their advantage, and as another one can use shadows and other stuff, like just a few things he says. He goes, So basically, they say we're just here to give you some information, and then our duty's done, and I am supposed to be your personal assistant. He goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yes. I've been waiting a long time. I mean, it's been about, let's say, 70 years? 50? 80? I forget." As the skeleton says, "It's been a while." So, he does say, "I'm supposed to help you out to go to every single dungeon that you're supposed to." He's, "Wait, there's more than one?" He goes, "Yes. And after that task is done, I am supposed to fade away. Or turn to something for you." He goes, "Really?" He was like, "Yes. So, follow me, please." As basically, there's not like, I don't mean like there was like a bunch of like skeletons. Like, it's only like 20. They just like show him like the certain places as they're like, this is like for you, like this was like basically books and stuff for him to go to. This is like his own. This is supposed to be your sanctuary to come back and rest. As the let's call. He just says, okay, so you're a werewolf. So what's your name? He says that's been bugging me for the whole entire time. I was like, ah, let's just say name's Mark. Not him. So he goes, okay, Mark. So yeah, so basically he shows him there wasn't really a lot of books. There's like only like a couple to read and such, and like there was then like some gold there for him, and basically a stone like and plus a lake. And he's going like, well, he goes, please, you need to put your scythe and your arm into it, and to tell where you're gonna be, and tell what's your power. He goes, all right. Well, he does. Well, he doesn't know Deathbringers can kill gods, so he thinks, wow, if I wanted to, I could kill Hestia or any god. Cool. Well, not cool, but cool that can do it. Bad, I can do it too. It's a good and bad thing, he says to himself. So yeah, so when he puts his scythe and his arm into the water, all of a sudden, the lake starts to glow. And, he pulls it out real quick. He was like, is that supposed to happen? As, Mark's, just basically nods his head. He goes, yes. Now then, let us see. As then basically, okay, I thought I was gonna do something. Yeah, no, as basically then the water starts to come up. As then it shows a mirror, like it starts to make a mirror, and this is supposed to be like it starts to list of what he can do. He can do he can't do necromancy. He does have fire, so he says death's flames. And he goes, well, the green fire. Just like my previous user, he had necromancy and that. And then it says shadow manipulation. It goes, well, being of shadow. And it goes like I feel quite a few, and it also says, it says it's like his magic he can do, basically fire, shadow, and then one more, ice. He says that's very interesting. Usually, though, some of them would counteract each other, but since you have it, it's very unique. And then it starts to list off what he can do, like his abilities that are always on: super strength, speed, like intelligence, and like everything, that his physical ability or mental ability can like handle. It just like it's like all like hiding up. So yeah, and then there's also that was like a lot. There was like a lot there. So basically, he's kind of like, huh. And then basically what happens, a certain then it starts to list off unique skill. And he goes, wait, what? It was, yes, there are usually unique skills that, Deathbringers have. And this one says to see the truth, the eye of truth. And as basically Mark just says, what? He goes, wait, is that a good thing or bad thing? He goes, no. And he goes, no. That's a rare ability for a Deathbringer. Basically, you're able to see the future only for like see before even a fight even happens. And then you can even use to see around you everything. Then it does say like area surrounding, and along with a freak. I had it. like they're surrounded basically. He can see everything all at once, and then slow. And basically it was like, okay, that is not normal. Usually you almost get one, not three. As Bella says, yeah, the everything was going slow for me at first when I punched somebody really hard. He goes, huh? Well, all right. you that's it. As then the portal did like go down to the water and the lake stopped glowing. And he goes, no, you're gonna have to learn to train those. So, well, we can do that on your way to the next place. He goes, wait, what? He goes, follow me. As basically they go back to the area of the book, and there's a map with different dungeons where he has to go into the train and all. I'll get off my fan. It's getting too cold. Basically, he says, all right. He does read a couple of the history of it. He knows what happened, and like to the man who basically killed this god, it was because the man betrayed him by. He said if he did a task for him, he would like let his family go, but the god betrayed him by killing them, lied to. So yeah, so that happened, and it just goes throughout history, and the reason and why there's like no more around is because they were getting too feared and by the gods, so they left before anything bad could happen, and they have scattered throughout the world. And they do so basically there's more Deathbringers out there in the world, but unknown to the gods. So yeah. So I'm thinking that's why I just want to go through. So basically he comes out. Oh yeah, so with his shell magic he can make a separate pocket dimension with it. So he put the gold in there, and there was like some pieces of armor and such. And like the cloak, like for some weird reason it looked almost similar to there was like a cloak inside, or no, a picture in the book that he was just smiled at, and then there was like an enhancement area to actually increase the scythe. So he goes over there. He uses like he just puts it on there, and then all of a sudden like it also asks for any like items or like other weapon he has. So basically he puts on the cloak, and then the dagger, and then all of a sudden they all three of them start to glow as it just like increase. Basically, there's like a little like icon, no, like little symbols on them start to go up and up and up and up to the point where it just says max. He increased it basically increased their ability to like go like become like a plus like 2 or 3 or something to then like be like the max, which was like it was at like 7 or 5 an item had, and it may be 99 as basically he has a 99 scythe, a 99 cloak, and a 99 dagger. So yeah. So yeah, anyways though, I'm not gonna explain everything where he goes to, but when he leaves, people were still there as the skeletons did like disappear after everything happened. No, they did their job. They're dead. So, he said goodbye to all of them, and they just gave him like a ring, just to like, as a last gift, saying this will like help him. Like it's like also like another like little storage thing where he can just have, just in case if he needs it. He can create like any storage item, as then when he basically uses it, it'll glow, and then like a little like storage like case will open up. He just has to like, and plus he can also make a new one. Like it can create multiple storage areas for him. Like and then he can like deactivate, and it'll be in the ring. It's infinite storage space along with his like pocket dimension. So yeah. So what happens is, Belt comes out with Mark, and he has like he basically grabs some clothing he had. Basically, he was a silver wolf, so he has silver hair, and his eyes were blue. One was blue, one was red, and they both came out, and everyone was shocked. The man, yeah, that man, I think he could have done it. Asked him what was there any gold or anything else. He says, just books and own it. And plus, as he basically Mark did grab a scroll with a deed to it, as basically he says this was the to the owner whoever pulled out the scythe. As he shows, like the mayor was basically there. The one who like had the event was the mayor. As basically he says, "Oh, so you basically says it was his now, and that he lives in this town, but he will have to like go places, but he won't basically live. It's just like his sanctuary." So they the man says, "All right, so this is your place. You won't be here probably. Just like come by once in a while." He goes like, "Yeah." So he just says, well, you know, that's it. Basically, everyone knows that Bell owns it, so he's gonna be back to this town. And the town was called, I have some random name like Wolfsburg. No, not Wolfsburg. Wolsher? Yeah, Wolsher. I have no idea if that's a real name. So Washington. Yeah, Washington. I know it's not. No. Wol. God, I actually really came up with this. No, it is called Masharash. Masharash. Yeah, Masharash. And that's it. Masharash, the final name. So yeah, as he says thank you to the mayor, as the man's pissed. The but but then Mark tells him you would have never have done it anyways. You're just weak. He goes, what? I am not weak. I'm strong. And then Mark just flicks and he went flying. He goes, see, weak. So yeah. So after Bell's week, Marjanten, no, not Marshara, yeah, Majara, yeah, Majara, yeah, Majara. Okay, if I step on a name, it's called Majara. Majara, basically, after they leave, he goes for a year of training. He thinks, basically the weaponsmith and the armor, the armory. He thanked them both, and they said it's no problem. As they say, they noticed that the cloak that the armory made, well, had, it's way better than it once was. As in, even the blacksmith knows that his weapon is better than it once was. They don't ask him because they're just happy that their weapons their items got better, and they're glad for him. So Bell carries the scythe around with him always. So a year passed. He goes to different areas, some remote, some in like towns, some like in a mountain. And this is a year, and his level he just keeps going up and up and up, and his skills keep on getting better and better. His techniques, and like he's walking back, and Mark just says, "It's been an honor knowing you, pal. It's been already a year, not even because Mark decided to spend a year Bell decided to spend more time with Bell. So when he left, it's basically when he left, he's coming back in a year, for him. But Mark would have been like another month, and it would have been a year. And it's almost been a year for me, just one more month. But my time has ended. You've done everything. We're back to almost to the city that you once left. He says, "Thank you, Mark, for everything." He goes like, "It's no problem. No problem at all. Now, whatever my task was, let's see where, and I have completed it. Whatever my task was, when completed, let's see what's my reward." As Mark starts to change and glow, and then a bright light appears as Bell does have to close his eyes. As then when he basically opens them, Mark is back to his wolf form, and he goes, "What? Why am I?" As then a ghostly figure is right in front of both him and Bell. He says, "Ah, so you are the one who basically grabbed my scythe." He goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I am the last death. I was the death bringer of that scythe, the one who put it in there. My time was almost ending because of a great wound I have. I was the one who sacrificed myself at a great battle. The only one who went against a god's army had survived. For a couple of days, I knew my time was ending. So I made that place. Well, I had everything there. I had basically a werewolf that I knew. They lived a very long time. But it looks like that is their son, Mark. Goes, you knew my parents? He goes, yes. My name was Mark too. They named me after you, after all. Of course, they survived with the food and the areas that I left them. As Mark nods, it says they died of old age a long time ago. Ah, well, I'm glad to see that they raised a fine young man. And he goes, but what happened to me? He was like, oh, your reward was, well, to basically not be bound to the one who basically owned the place that you lived in. Because you were supposed to be a servant to him, remember? I mean, basically be a servant as your family was a servant to me. I freed you of that. That is your gift. You're allowed to do whatever you want now, Mark. As Mark is in shock, basically Bell goes, "That's good," because he knows Mark's family was working for the previous owner and servants. So basically, yeah, he thought he didn't think them as slaves, but no, his family, um, they were once slaves. So that Mark's father kept on calling themselves slaves. But even though this guy, the one who basically freed them and made them like his workers, his servants, you know, never did. So yeah, so he just tells Belle that you have to be careful now if you go back to where you go. The gods may try to kill you, or people may try to. But anyways, I'm glad to see that you can wield my scythe. Just I only came to deliver Mark the message. He is free. And yeah, so basically what happens is, Mark, turns back into a human, and he still has his clothes on. And he says, "Well, Belle, I'm free." He just smiles. He goes, "Huh? You're not speaking." Like, he goes, "Oh, that's because I was being your servant, and I didn't want to offend you, so I spoke only, respectfully. But man, though, I hate being a servant to people. God, please don't ever freaking ask me to do anything unless it's a favor. Basically like order me around." He goes, "I never did." He goes, "I know. Anyways, let's go back." He goes, "Wait, don't you?" He goes like, freak me go on my own. Wherever you go, I go. We're friends, remember? I said it. No, 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 wait. No, it was you who said we're friends. Belle just laughed. He goes, "Yeah, I remember." So yeah, so basically Belle, walks into the city. But first he does, get his dagger where he placed it. As then when Belle walks back into the city, all the gods knew, including Freya, that he was back. Well, Hestia didn't though, but all the gods were like waiting for him, so they basically put some magical seal so that they would know when he returned, and along with someone else. And they could tell Bel is way more powerful. Some gods are shocked by this. Other gods just excited, and Freya, she just freaking she just left her basically her guild and just went like, "Whoop, I'm going to see him." Like she just left, like teleported, boom. So he's basically gets back in town. He shows Mark the areas where he like the guild and then the dungeon and the pub. As when he basically on the way there to the pub though, he bumps into someone. I said Elaine. Yeah, I think I said Elaine. So I'm just changing the name to Elaine, the god of wealth and fighting. I mean, the one who loves the god of wealth and loves love of fights. So she bumps into Belle. No, Belle bumps. They both bump into each other. She goes, "Ow!" And Belle, basically says, "Are you all right?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she looks like like a goddess and all elegant and all that. And he goes, oh, she has green hair, silver eyes, and she's not in a dress. She looks like a tomboy, basically. And he goes, "Oh, you're a goddess." She goes, "Yeah, I mean, oh, you know me." He goes, "Oh, no, I know of gods and goddesses because um I used to be with one until she abandoned me." She goes, "Oh, that's horrible." I was like, he goes, "Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of for the best. I kind of got some new power and such and all that." And she goes, "What?" He goes, nothing. And, his scythe is on him, but he basically learned how to turn to basically an earring. Nah, I'm just joking. Well, he has a scythe on him. He's just carrying it as, she sees it. And she goes, "Wow, that's a nice weapon." He goes, "Thanks." And Bell hair grew out longer. So it's like down to his shoulder and like a little bit over his face. And she asks where you were coming from. She goes, "Oh, the pub." He goes, "Oh, I was just about to go over there and visit some old friends of mine." And she goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." She asks what's their names. She goes, "Oh, Mia, Seraph, and Rhea." Wait, Rhea. Wait. Rhea. Yeah. Rio. Rhea. And she goes, "Oh, actually, I was just basically I wasn't coming from the pub. I was just going back." I see basically sees an alleyway. He was like, "Oh, okay, okay." Seriously, no, my bad for bumping into you. She goes, "Oh, no, I mean, to go." It's basically the one who fell from, like, left the god, basically their godly realm to be that old man. He basically told everyone that, he's going to be with, you know, Elaine. As Freya, even Freya was like, she was allowed to try to meet up until he basically summoned her there, as she just had to go. So she goes, "Okay, oh really?" As she already made friends with Elaine, so she says, "Oh, that's good." Some gods go like, "Really?" Because they're about to like try to offer him like a chance, but he just wants it because Elaine technically is new and she needs a member. So yeah, good like Bell and whoever his companion is will be a good members to it. So yeah, so basically, when he gets to the pub, Bell takes off the hood and just has the cloak on, and everyone that was in the pub just sees him, and including the guy with the green with the blonde hair and the green eyes. He's just in there as Rhea, Freya, and Mia just sees him as they all said, "Bell," and he goes, "Ha, I'm back. I just got back a few minutes ago." And Rhea runs up to him and hugs him. Freya just smiles. Mia just says, "Free meal for you and your friend over there on the house." He goes, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Awesome." So basically, they just she just makes him a full course meal, both of them, as Elaine's just sitting right next to Belle. She asks, "Do you still have your stats and all on you?" He goes, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "For some reason I didn't lose them. Usually you're supposed to." As she goes, "Yeah, there wasn't. I was told by the man I mean, the god who first left the godly realm, that he basically declared, well, actually made sure you wouldn't lose it, and declared that you still are an adventurer, even though you're not having no guild." He goes, "Really?" So the very first god who left the godly realm, she goes, "Yeah." He goes, "All right." "I need to go to a guild though." And she goes, "Really? How about mine?" He goes, "What?" He goes, "I know we just met, but I don't have no one yet. I just opened it like last month, so could you and your friend join?" And she asks, with a worried look on his face, as he remembers just looking and being worried that everyone would reject him. And they did. So he just says, "Fine, I'll join you." And she just smiles and she goes, "Thank you." And he just says, "No problem." And he looks at Mark saying, "You join it too?" He was like, and Mark just, went meaning about just saying, "Heck yeah, I'm joining ya. I told you, we're friends. Wherever you go, I go." And then he just ripped like the meat off his mouth and just started chewing it. And he just starts laughing. He goes, "Listen, get 2 new members." And Elaine just smiles and just she's just happy. He goes, "So where's your the guild?" She goes, "Oh, here, the pub." She goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, I mean, for right now it is. I like besides they needed some help after a while." She goes, as he asks why, he goes, "Oh, there was a little problem that happened and they needed help, so I offered my services to them while I was looking for a place to live." As he just goes, "Oh, okay." And Mia says, "Yeah, it was a big help to her. She even helped us increase our profits by 20%." And he goes, "Wow, that's actually a lot." Even Mark's pretty shocked. She goes, "Well, I am the goddess of wealth and the love of fights, so it helps." He basically just smiles. Belle just smiles, as though he can feel someone's eyes on him. And it's not Freya, because he knows that it's a different set of eyes. As Belle, turns around and he sees the guy that was with Hestia. He goes, "So you're Belle Crone?" He goes, "Yeah. How are you?" He goes, "I'm good. Name's Lewis. It's nice to meet you, Belle." He goes, "Nice to meet you too. How's Hestia?" As Elaine's eyes widen, she goes, "Hestia? You mean the god Hestia?" He goes, "Yeah. She's the one who abandoned me." She goes, "Why?" She's like one of the top guilds now, like the top guild. As his eyes widen, he goes, "No way." As Lewis says, "Yeah, it's been a year. A lot has changed, man. I mean, Hestia became one of the top guild members, and she's been looking for you." And he goes, "Don't bother telling her. I won't join." And he goes, "Yeah, I heard." Right away, we're getting back into swing of things, become an adventurer, huh? He goes, "I always have been. There's some dungeons out there that are basically I've been to." And he goes, "Wait, what? There's dungeons?" "Yeah, small ones, not the one we have, but ones with monsters that not many could see, along with bosses. But you have to go to individual ones." As he just says, "Okay." Lewis knows there's none out there besides just normal people and caves and all that. No dungeons. Bart just laughs. He goes, "Belle, you do know that only you could have gone into them, no one else, right?" He goes, "Yeah, true." And Lewis just says, "Wait, what? Only you? Why?" He goes, "Oh, doesn't matter. Tell Hestia, though. You think you saw Belle, and he looks a lot different, alright? As Belle hates her a little. He got over like the whole time betrayal thing, but he just hates her a little. So he's gonna act a little bit cold to her sometimes, and that's it." So Lewis just nods and leaves. So Lane just says, "All right, come upstairs with me, along with you, Mark. We're gonna have to get your stats up. Well, at least see where you are." As Belle just says, not Belle, as Belle tells her about Mark, saying, "Oh, he's a werewolf. He can transform into a wolf and all that." So his stats may be a little bit different than most people's. And she goes, "Oh, okay." And Mia, heard that. She goes, "Huh. So that means he likes to eat a lot?" And Mark says, "Heck yeah, I do. I'll eat almost anything, even vegetables. So don't mind that. I don't mind eating them. I like meat more." So yeah, so they go up to like Elaine's like little room. I mean, her room basically. She says, "This is technically my room where I live, and there's gonna be your rooms too. It's not much, but I'd rather be living like this than living on the streets." As Belle says, "Yeah, I know how that is." So Mark goes first. He gets all his stats. He's pretty high for a level 1. And basically, his health is already like 900, strength 50. I'm not gonna write them down, so I'm saying like keep made in like certain levels. Basically, like his like strength is like a 50, speed 79, intelligence 40, no 50. Vitality was all that. So basically, mana 150, which is pretty high. No, 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 400. Everything else, agility 90, and everything else just like 12, not 12, 30. Skills like he can use fire like lightning magic, transformation, and a howling screech. So yeah, and that's pretty interesting. So when Belle goes up, he takes off his shirt and everything else, and she's pretty shocked by this. And then next, she basically does the same thing with no. She basically just has Belle just sits there and cheer, and you know, she just reads the stats. And the next thing you know, it's it just like it just skyrockets. As Mark just smiles, he goes, "So the train did help you." She goes, "What? What type of train?" As Bella just says, "Fighting monsters every single dungeon, one stronger than the last, aiming to kill you, any moment, any time. No crystals. Supposed to just slay them. Ones that can even fight the gods." And she goes, "What? What?" And basically, when it stops, it's 9,999 health. Magic, the same thing. And his level, like his level won't go. And he doesn't. It won't like the system like basically everything's at 99, everything. And she's just shocked by this, and she reads the ability. She sees ice, fire, and shadow magic, unique skills, slow time, you know, future's eye. I'm just saying it like that because basically I did every description, and then like sense awareness. So yeah, I'm just basically that's what she sees it. That's what what they have it basically, and she's shocked by this, and she's just like, oh like she's about to ask him, going like, what like what type of monsters she was gonna ask that, and so, Freya comes in and she goes Belle, and they're along for Arena. They both come in, they both say Belle. Hey, he goes, oh Freya, Arena. Wait, Arena, basically I meant to say. He goes, how have you guys been? It's been a year. As Arena basically, her hair gets a little bit longer, she got a little bit taller. As he just sees it, he goes, ah, it's good to see you again. You look nice. She says, thank you. And she sees Belle, he got a little bit taller, his hair longer, and he has no shirt on, and he is a lot more muscular. As Freya is saying, Belle, can I see your stats? And she sees Elaine. She goes, if you don't mind, Elaine. And she says, not a problem. It's pretty shocking. As she sees it, she was like, just when we're looking at it, she goes, she basically rubbed her eyes and just had to take a double look. She goes, no way. And he goes, yeah, I know. It seems like I broke the limit and I'm only level 1. She goes, well, he must have done a lot of fighting and training and everything else. As Mark says, oh, he did. He took on creatures that are supposed to kill. They're mostly on the same like as on the gods level. As Freya says, that's impossible. But that's what she would say. But she goes, oh, all right. So that's what Deathbringers can do. As Belle says, yeah, Deathbringers can actually fight the armies of a god. So, we're basically just on the same level. As Aaron says, what? As he explains it to her, what his one of his parents might have been. So yeah. Also, the old man comes. He says, "Ah, Belle, so good that you arrived." He does. Belle's basically was about to put on a shirt on when he came. He goes, "Can I basically see your back real quick?" He goes, "All right, sure." He sees the levels. I mean, his basically how much the points are. They increase how much they increase. Basically, say from level 10. I mean his agility was 10. It increased to 99. Basically the highest level. Again, he's only level 1. He goes, huh, all right. So basically, you'll basically keep on. You won't increase anymore since you're at the max. So your level will just go up if you do some deeds. It doesn't matter which. He goes, all right. He goes like, what, save a life or something? He goes like, yes, just to match up your level. I was, cool. Alright. Is that what you want to tell me? He goes, yes. Also, there was a book about you that I read saying the first fallen god that, you basically was like one of those people who didn't want us to, the Deathbringers to be killed. Because at the time, yes. And as such, I'm glad that there is still one. Also, that scythe. I know it. He goes, yeah, it's the scythe of the fallen Deathbringer that killed a god's army, who was the weakest of them all. As Freya hears that, Arena and Elaine hears that, he just laughs it off. He goes, yes, and then he died a couple of days later. Poor, and he was only a child. Still like 15. He goes, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go into a dungeon, but tomorrow I'm tired and I'm hungry. I just want to relax. As Mark says, I know we've been walking for like freaking 7 hours for where we were. He goes, yeah, we have done non-stop walking. We're just tired. And then Erna, no, yeah, I said Erna. Yeah, Elaine. We're just gonna go. I just changed it to Elaine. God, I don't know why. I've just been focused on the time. Yeah, so Elaine, shows them to the rooms. And, yeah, that's where we're going to leave it off, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this video. And, yeah. Hope you guys have a nice day, a night, wherever you are. Bye, everyone.